Attention, River City, next station stop. You're crazy with the heat. Credit is no good to a notion salesman. Board, all aboard!
And why not? What's the matter with credit?
It's old-fashioned. Surely, you're an anvil salesman. Your firm give credit? No, sir. Nor anybody else. River City next. Cash for the merchandise, cash for the button hooks,
Cash for the cotton goods, cash for the hard goods.
cash for the soft goods, cash for the fancy goods,
Cash for the noggins and the piggins and the firkins.
Cash for the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the flappy crisps.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
What do you get?
What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can talk, you can talk, bicker, you can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Why, it's the Model T Ford. Made the trouble, made the people want to go, want to get up and go 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it? Not the Model T at all. Take a gander at the store, at the margarine store, at the present-day store, at the present-day margarine departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
You can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, bicker, you can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Why, it's the you need a biscuit made the trouble. You need a put a cracker in the package in a package though. You need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package made the cracker bar obsolete.
Cracker Barrel waiting out the window with the mail pouch plug charm by the stove. Changed the approach of a traveling salesman, made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone.
Gone with the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk pan. Gone with the tub and the pail and the tears.
Ever meet a fellow by the name of Hill?
No! Just a minute.
Never heard of any salesman Hill.
Now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the fella's line?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or the Cracker Barrel being obsolete, whether you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package or the Model T Ford.
Oh, just a minute.
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line or a doggone thing. He's just a bang beat, bell ringing, big haul, great go, neck to nothing, rip roaring every time a bullseye salesman. That's Professor Harold Hill.
Tell us what's his line? He's a fake, and he doesn't know the territory.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what? He's
a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town with the big trombones and the rat-a-tat drums and the big brass bass, and the piccolo with uniform suit with the shiny gold braid on coat and a big red stripe running.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and here and there a Jew's harp.
No, the fella sells bands, boys' bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he tallies and he gathers and he plucks and he shines. And when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, we're across the state line in Iowa. River City, population 2,212. Cigarettes are illegal in this state. Boys!
All right, then, if you're all through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
Never seen him before in my life, but I know this much. He's giving every one of us a black eye. After he's worked at Hanover, the next salesman to arrive is automatically tarred and feathered upon arrival and rode out of the town on a rail. Oh, you think that's funny now, don't you? Well, you won't be laughing when it happens to you. Your hair may never grow back.
But why should he get rode out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell the kids instruments and instruction booklets and uniforms, he has to promise to teach the kids how to play. Well, and to organize the kids into a band with himself as the leader.
What's wrong with that?
He doesn't know one note from another. That's what's wrong with that. And he can't tell a bass drum from a pipe organ. I'll catch up with that swindling two-bit thimble rigger one day, and when I do, I'll squeal on him so hard.
You're mad, Charlie. I'd sure like to be around when you catch up with that fella.
Well, it won't be on this trip. Not in Iowa. Even the great Professor Harold Hill wouldn't dare try to settle those neck-bound Hawkeyes out there.
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
I don't believe I caught your name.
I don't believe I dropped it.
Good morning, Mayor Shin.
Good morning, Mayor Shin.
It is, if you want to go around in your drawers all day.
And there I was, in Madison Hospital, and nobody come to see me. Cousin Will never come, Aunt Bertha never come. Your Aunt Bertha is dead. She wouldn't have come anyway. We can be cold as a falling thermometers in December. You ask about our weather in July, and we're so bright on stubborn we can stand touching noses for only a time you never see eye to eye. But we'll give you our shirts and a bag to go with. If your crop should happen to die.
But what the heck? You're welcome. Glad to have you with us, even though we may not ever mention it again.
You really ought to give Iowa, Iowa, to you to one town or Washington, Mississippi, hero, it's really ought to give Iowa a try.
Mr. Squires, yes. I'm interested in a rig for Sunday if you could accommodate me.
Then I expect you ought to see the man in charge of hiring rigs, who's late as usual. Gregory!
Marcellus!
You old son of a gun, what? But Greg,
Professor Hill's the name, Harold Hill.
Greg, what are you doing here? Why don't you tell me you were coming?
I didn't know myself. Besides, how could I know you'd end up in a little tank town like this? You were a pretty big slicker back when you were in business with me.
Too many close shaves the way you work. Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl. Ethel Toffenmeyer. Boss's niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
So, what's the new pitch? Oh no, you're not back in the band business, are you? I thought you wanted to steam automobiles.
I was.
Well, what happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No!
Now give me the lowdown here, Mars.
Look, you'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn islands, Greg. Besides, we got this stuck-up music teacher who will expose you before you can get your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
Music teacher, she's the librarian, female.
Perfect, that's what I wanted to hear. You just point her out to me the minute you see her.
I got you. So how you gonna start?
Same old way. Keep that music teacher off balance. And then my next step will be to get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
River City isn't in any trouble.
Well, then I'll have to create some. I have to create a desperate need for a boys' band, you remember. Now, what's new around here? What can I use?
Nothing. Except the billiards parlor just put a new pool table.
They never had a pool table there before?
No, only billiards.
That'll do. See you later, Marson. Remember, music teacher. Music teacher. Excuse me, are you Mr. Dunlop?
Yes.
Well, either you're closing your eyes to a situation that you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, say trouble right here in River City. Why sure, I'm a vineyard player, certainly mighty proud to say it, I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. Help me cultivate horse sense, and a cool head, and a keen eye. Did you ever take and try to give an ironclad leaf to yourself from a three-rail billiard shot? But just as I say it, since judgment, brains, and maturity to score at a backline game, I say that any boob can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that sloth. First big step on the road to the depths of day, Godet, I say first, medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pitchback suit. And listen to some big out-of-town Jasper, here to tell about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race where they sit down right on the horse. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on Dan Patch, making blood boil, well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in the table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum, with a capital B in that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittering away. I say your young men will be frittering away at their noontime, suppertime, chore time too. Get the ball in the pocket, never mind getting dandelions pulled to the screen door patch to the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pumping any water till your parents are caught with the cistern empty on Saturday night, and that's trouble. Yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the knickerbocker shirt tail young ones. Thinking of the pool hall window after school, you got trouble. Folks, right here in River City. Trouble with a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they loafing around that hall? They be trying out Bevo, trying out Cubes, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette fiends, and bragging all about how they're gonna cover up a telltale breath with sense. And one fine night, they leave the pool hall, headed for the dance of the artery, libertine men and scarlet women, and ragtime, shameless music that'll grab your son, your daughter with the arms of a jungle, animal instinct, mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brains, the devil's playground, trouble.
Oh, yeah, trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
The capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
We gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children's children gonna have trouble.
Mothers of River City, heed that warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in the corn crib? Is he starting to memorize jokes out of Captain Billy's whiz bag? Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell, ha-ha, and so's your old man. Well, if so, my friends, you got trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
Remember the Maine, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule.
Our children's children gonna have trouble.
Oh, we got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That game, the 15 numbered balls, is the devil's pool. Oh, yes, we got trouble, trouble, trouble.
Oh, yes, we got trouble. Here we are. Big trouble.
With the T
Didn't I meet you back in...
No.
I'll only be in town a short while.
Good.
That's you, daughter?
Yes, Mama. Keep on, Amaryllis. I'll be there in a minute. Hello, Mama. Fine, dear. Now your exercises.
Yes, ma'am. I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July.
It was, Mama. All evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh! Who?
I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Now don't dawdle, Amaryllis. So, do, la, re, ti, mi, a little slower, and please keep the fingers as curved and nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
If you don't mind me saying so, it wouldn't hurt you to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Excuse me for living, but I've never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of the River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library is entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman has a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can cut balls like in Shakespeare and all the other high-fluent Greeks.
Now, Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you've got a bad habit of changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about this today.
That's strange.
With the suitcase, maybe a very last chance.
Now, Mama, do you think I'd allow a common masher? Now, really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind me saying so, there's not a man alive who could hope to measure up to the blend of Paul Bunyan, St. Patton, Noel Webster. You can come in for yourself. And with your Irish imagination, your Irish stubbornness, and your library full of books.
Well, isn't that the best I ever heard?
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I have
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear.
Winthrop, it's after dark. Now, is that the way to walk into the house? Hello. Now, that's one too tall. I'll have a kiss for me, boy. And the lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I would especially like it very much if you'd come. Winthrop?
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to her party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't see Amaryllis because of the S, because of his lisp. He's ashamed.
Well, Winthrop, you all know about his lisp, Amaryllis.
I'll bet he won't say it. No, thank you, Amaryllis. Amaryllis! He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people? Just because he lisps?
It's not only because he lisps. That's just part of it, Amaryllis.
Well, what's the other part?
Never mind. It's just that he doesn't talk very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. But I do him every night. I say goodnight to him on the evening star. You have to do it the very second you see it too, or it doesn't count. Good night, May Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
Oh, there, darling, don't cry. You have lots of time. If not Winthrop, then someone else.
Never. Then I'll end up an old maid like you. I'm sorry, Miss Marion. Can I play my crosshand piece?
May I play?
May I play my crosshand piece?
You may.
See, without a sweetheart, we have no one to say goodnight to on the evening star.
I know, Amaryllis. But for the time being, just say goodnight, my someone. You can put the name in later when the right someone comes along.
All right. It's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand piece.
I'm sure we're all very grateful to my wife, Eulalie McKechnie-Shin, for leading the singing, and to J.C. Squires for his fine stereoptician slides. And to Ethel Toffelmeyer, our fine piano? City, I would like to welcome you citizens to the 4th of July exercises set up indoors here at Madison Gymnasium. Account the weather. 40. The members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. Oh, the members of the school board will not be presenting a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Ladies of Liberty Committee shall present a spectacle, My Wife, in which my wife, Eulalie McKechnie Shin, shall take a leading part.
I will now recite the popular poem, America, my hometown. When I look upon this great nation, I never cease to frown. For when I... George, I've been shot! Who shot me? Who said I'm bleeding? Am I bleeding? I'm blood, George!
Yes, it was Tommy Delos.
Tommy Delos, I wouldn't leave if I was you. You better hope she's okay.
Mrs. Shin will recover.
Oh, what a Jesus!
No thanks to a certain young ruffian who is a disgrace to our community. 87. The Payne's fireworks spectacle, the last days of Pompeii, will take place provided the rain stops by 9:30. It'll be out in the Madison Picnic Park, across the creek from the farm meadow.
How can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair? Sure did, Ewart. That's why we are prepared for a storm.
The Gazette is accurate most of the time, JP, and you know it.
You wouldn't get very far in the banking business being accurate most of the time.
What does the banking business have to do with it?
Number 8's late again tonight.
I make her early.
Oh, she's late, all right.
She's right on time. What's the matter with your watch?
My watch!
All in the world I said was...
Never mind! 4 score!
We heard there was a pool table in town.
Oh, wait just a minute.
Is it a pool table or isn't it?
Will you allow me to get on with these exercises?
We don't want any more exercises. Not until the pool table matter is settled.
Let's protect our children. Resist sin and corruption. Let's smite that devil and keep our young boys pure. Friends, may I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, with a wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize the River City Boys Band. Oh, think, my friends, how could any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone? Bra, bra, bra-di-da-da-da, bra, bra. Remember, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous fabled walls of Jericho. Oh, billiard parlor walls coming tumbling down. Oh, a band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, I say a boys band. Do you hear me? I say River City's got to have a boys band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand. River City's going to have a boys band. And sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's going to be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. And you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals. And you'll hear the thunder of rolling drums, the shimmer of trumpets. Tum-ta-da! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conaway, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day.
big parade with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottom, timpani, and horse platoons, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double-bell euphoniums and big bassoons. Each bassoon had its big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannon in a battery, thundering, thundering, louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters would improvise a full
for emergency action. That man is a spellbinder. I haven't seen Iowa people get so worked up since the night Frank Gotch and Strangler Lewis lay on the mat for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle. Never mind. I want that man's credentials. Grab that hoodlum. He nearly blew up Mrs. Shin.
Thanks, Professor. Have to make an example out of him. Ringleader. You know what he does? The gang does.
Julie Klein, let me go.
You wild kid, ya? Hanging around my oldest girl. His father's one of them day laborers down south of town. You wild kid, ya? Tagging down Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday.
I wasn't either tagging.
Don't you contradict me.
We is just walking together, Julie Klein.
I know what you's doing, my little Gracie Senior. Now you stay away from my oldest girl or you'll hear from me till, who laid the rails? Hill, I'll talk to you Monday morning about this band thing. Over at City Hall. 10 o'clock, sharp. Men, I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this kid, though. He's tough. And he'll have his gang waiting outside.
I'll be careful. Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band. Oh, gee, Professor, that's for the little kids. Well, I'm not talking about you playing in the band. You're mechanically minded, aren't you? Ever do anything with perpetual motion? Nearly had it a couple times. You did! You're my man. Do you realize nobody has ever invented a music holder for the marching piccolo player? No place to hang the music. Julie Clyde. I wonder where I could get some wire from. Look in your cellar, that's where people keep wire. Oh, and Tommy. Yes, sir? Now, Constable, I'll show you how to break up a gang. Young lady, miss. Hi, what's your name?
Zanita, I didn't have any idea he was beckoning to me. Ye gods.
Do you know Tommy Giles?
Well...
Tommy, this is Zanita. Escort the young lady home.
Only except that I'm not going home. I have to go to the library. Ye gods.
Then escort the young lady home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen. Yes, sir. Do I have to? Oh, you have to. Yes, sir.
Ye gods.
You're a bright young fellow, Professor. You made a few mistakes, though.
Oh?
The mayor happens to own that billiard parlor and the new pool table.
Oh. And what was my other mistake?
That's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Just a minute, Professor. We need your credentials. We're the school board.
Academic certificates, actually.
Nothing of the kind.
We need letters and papers.
Make him put up a bond. What am I hearing? You, sir. Say ice cream.
Ice cream? But I don't sing, young man, if that's what you're...
Talk then. Down here.
Ice cream?
Talk slow.
Ice cream.
You see, singing is just a state of talking. Now you. Ice cream. Now you, sir, right here. Ice cream. Now you, sir. Ladies, from now on, you'll never see one of those men without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. Why, they've hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream.
How can there be any sin insincere? Where is the good in goodbye, in goodbye? Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzle and mystify, tell me what can be fair in farewell, dear, while one single star shines above.
caramels over at the hotel.
Mr. Hill!
Oh, please, Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Well, I wouldn't know about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal, class of '05.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? And another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town. And I only think it fair to mention that I have a shelf full of books in the library which very well may give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Greg. Hey, Mars. And don't call me Greg. So, how'd you make out with your music teacher? Scrumptious. Ate out of my hand the minute I tipped my hat. She did. Man, you cut a swath tonight. For a second, even I thought you knew something about leading the band. Just like you used to imitate that old band concert fella back in Joplin. Yeah. Oh, that's kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days, son. You just keep your eyes on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? I thought it used to take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
It still does, but it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Oh, no, Greg, you haven't added uniforms.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? Well, you can't pass yourself off as a music professor, not in 4 weeks.
Well, Mark,
you don't know a note from another.
I got a revolutionary new method called the Think System, where you don't bother with notes.
Well, in 4 weeks, people will want to hear music. You'll have to lead a band.
But when the uniforms arrive, they forget everything else. Or at least long enough for me to collect and leave. This is a refined operation, son, and I've got it timed down to the very last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. Now, Mr. Washburn, if you excuse me.
You're gonna line yourself up a little canoodle.
No. Well, say, I could set you up with Ethel's sister.
Lovely girl, teaches Sunday school.
No wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of gal spins webs no spider ever. Now listen, boy. A gal who trades on all that purity merrily wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle, no golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, for no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss, how could ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz, for the lady who knows what time it is. I cheer, and I rave, for the virtue I'm too late to save. The sadder but wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots. No sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No dewy young miss who keeps resisting, all the while she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, why she's the fisherman, I'm the fish you see. Plop! I flinch, I shy, when the lass with the delicate air goes by. I smile, I grin, when the gal with the touch of sin walks in. I hope and I pray for Hester to win just one more ray. The sadder but wiser girl is the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me.
We're all agog. Simply agog.
On the KV.
Everyone is so excited about the band.
Oh, I'm Ethel Toppelmeyer, the pianola girl. Oh, and this is Mrs. Squires and Mrs. Hicks. And of course, you know Eulalie McKechnie Shin, our mayor's wife. Isn't it exciting, Eulalie? Oh, I couldn't say. I know. I could not say at this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure, and naturally I'm reticent. Oh, yes, I'm reticent.
Well, of course, Mrs. Shin, I understand. But you see, part of my music plan includes a committee on the dancing, well. Oh, no. Oh, wait, do that again, Mrs. Shin. Your foot, the way you raised it just now.
Oh, I have a bunion there that bothers me.
Oh, what grace. What natural flow of rhythm, what expression of line and movement.
Mr. Hill.
Oh, you must accept the chairmanship of the Ladies' Auxiliary for the classic dance. Mustn't she, ladies?
Oh, yeah.
Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, bespeaks Del Sart. Will you say yes, Mrs. Shin?
Eulalie McCackney Shin. Dancing well.
Then you accept?
Yes, indeed. I would like to say.
Oh, thank you. Now for the young lady who plays the piano. Marion Prue, I believe? And after all, she is the librarian.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 cheep.
Your kind of woman doesn't belong on any committee. Of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but she advocates dirty books.
Dirty books?
Chaucer, Rabelais, Balzac, cheep, 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 cheep. And the worst thing, of course, I really shouldn't tell you this, but
All town, family from my street, let me tell.
stop! Oh, tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town until she came here. Oh, Madison.
Miser Madison? Madison Gymnasium? Madison Picnic Park? Madison Hospital? That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who did he think he was, anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. He gave the town the library too, didn't he?
Well, that's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city.
But he left all the books to her. She was seen going and coming from his place. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That woman made brazen overtures with a gilt-edged guarantee. She had a golden glint in her eye and a silver voice with a counterfeit ring. Just melt her down and you'll reveal a lump of lead is cold to steel. Here, where a woman's heart should be. He left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Chaucer, Rabelais, Balzac, cheep, 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 pick a little, talk a little, pick a little.
Come in here, Professor. We need your credentials. Of course, gentlemen. I've just seen you over in my hotel. Come with me. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Oh, it's all right. I know everything and it doesn't make any difference.
What are you talking about?
You're probably very young. Anyone can make a mistake.
What?
No apologies, no explanations, please. I'll only be in town a short time. Well, the sadder but wiser girl for me.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
I have.
Well, what do you want to take out?
The librarian.
Quiet, please.
The librarian. You're not listening, Marion. Look. Marion. Marbles. 6 Steelies, 8 Aggies, a dozen Pee-wees, and 1 big glassy with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop it.
No!
Shh. Madam Librarian.
Oh, what can I do, my dear, to catch your ear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer Hollis Brigade men had to whisper the news to Marian. Madam Librarian. Oh, what can I do, my dear, to make it clear? I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marian, if I stumble and I busted my whatchamacallit, I could lie on your floor unnoticed till my body had turned to carrion. Madam Librarian. Now in the moonlight, a man could sing it in the moonlight. And a fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song with the moonlight helping along. But when I try in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, it's a long lost cause I can never win, for the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin any talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marian. Madam Librarian. Librarian, Marian, it's a long lost cause I can never win, for the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin any talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marian.
Kate's Tuesday nights at the high school, Madam Librarian. Marshmallow? Well, Tommy, we've had a pretty good morning. 11 sales out of 12 tries. Tell you what, it's almost noon. Go home and get some supper. I'll try a couple by myself. Bye, Professor. Thanks, Tommy.
Just a minute here. Are you soliciting? You haven't got a license.
Why no, Meredith? I collect doorbells, and this particular specimen had an unusual tone quality that
Flattery will not avail you. Soliciting is statutory in this county. Malfeasance without a permit. Why haven't you been down to City Hall with your references?
I must have just missed you, Mr. Mayor. Oh no, Mayor, shin your hand.
What?
The spread of the little finger. It's hereditary.
It is? What does that mean?
Well, it means that your boy's little finger is perfectly situated to operate the spit valve on a B-flat flugelhorn.
Is that good?
Good? It means that at last America has produced an artist who can flugel the minute waltz in only 50 seconds.
How can I get one of those horns?
Sign here, Mr. Mayor. That'll be $17 import fee.
Oh, yes, sir. Just think. I could have missed this hole. I haven't got any, son. You unscrupulous fly-by-night. You unscrupulous. You be down at City Hall with your bygone papers at 3 o'clock.
You mean this afternoon?
I couldn't be any plainer if I was a Quaker on his day off.
Mrs. Peru, do you realize you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
Why, if your boy has that same firm chin and those splendid cheek muscles, by George! Well, not that he could ever really be great, you understand.
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all the really great cornet players were Irish. O'Clark, O'Mendez, O'Klein.
But Professor, we are Irish!
No, really. Well, that clinches it. Sign here, Mrs. Peru, your boy was born to play the cornet. Fine, that'll be $7 earnest money. Nothing more due until the first installment payable at opening of band practice. Thank you. And of course I'll need your boy's measurements for his band uniform.
His uniform?
Oh, son? Why, certainly his uniform. And there won't be a penny due until delivery, which gives him 4 weeks to enjoy, to anticipate, to imagine at no cost whatever. Never allow the demands of tomorrow interfere with the pleasures and excitements of today.
Would it have
A stripe? Why, certainly, my boy. A wide red stripe on each side. Now, what do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day, even to us. And if you can get him to play in the band, you'll have St. Michael's own way with you. But if anybody can do it, I'll bet you can. Out of a crowd, I'll pick you for hod-carrying, clay-pipe-smoking, shamrock-wearing, harp-playing, maverick pinching, terrace-old minstrel-singing Irishman! Be ghosts and be jabbers, where are you from, me boy?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew it! Yeah! Where'd you say?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Was she now?
Yes, she was. How do you do, Miss Peru?
How to do, Mr. Hill?
Peru, of course, I knew that name sounded familiar. Yeah, I've been by your house a time or two this week.
He wants to put Winthrop in the band! We're not interested, Mama.
But Marion, the boy might have his father's musical gift. He does have my jaw, you know.
Say, your husband musical? Well, I'd like to have a talk with him then.
Do you burst in on everyone's home like this? Prying into personal affairs? We're not interested. Marion.
Well, that's 1 for and 1 against. Now, why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
Oh, I am sorry. But that's all the more reason why your brother should have something like this.
My brother is a 10-year-old problem child who can't understand why his father was taken from him. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding over it for 2 years. As to your musical tricks, why don't you go into business with some nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Musical tricks? Miss Peru, I get the feeling she likes the idea. Oh, a little cautious perhaps, but I admire that in a woman. Just keep me alive and I'll be back later in the week.
1 moment, Professor Hill. About the boy's measurements. I make all of his clothes. Sleeve 21, waist 18, crotch 14.
Fine, that's all I need. I must get back to the hotel.
Professor! I do hope you'll excuse Marion. She's not really...
Oh, please don't worry about a thing. I'm sure at heart she's just as lovely as yourself. Good day to you, what to prove.
Has he gone?
He has, and I hope not forever. Darling, don't you ever think of your future. Gary, Indiana, conservation class of what, 5? Now, darling.
Now, Mama. Surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, self-centered, woman-chasing traveling man who comes into town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in another, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Mama! Winthrop, I know you're there. Please go down to the library and ask Miss Grubb to give you the book I set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners.
Do I have to?
You won't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down. Thank you, dear.
Now, what are you up to? Why do you need books at this hour of night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Well, I give up. At your age, if you don't mind me saying so, what kind of white knight do you expect to come riding along?
Well, I'm not waiting for Luther Greener, who backs me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes to the library.
He does?
Or Ed Gamage in that buggy of his with the removable back seat. But I'm not waiting for a man in shining white armor either. My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of a few nice things. My white knight, what my heart could say if it only knew how. Please, dear Venus, show me love. All I want is a plain man. All I want is a modest man, a quiet man, a gentle man, a straightforward and honest man to sit with me in a cottage somewhere in the state of Iowa, and I would like him to be more interested in me than he is in himself, and more interested in us than in me. And if occasionally he pondered what makes Shakespeare and Beethoven great, him I could love till I die. Him I I could love till I die. My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of the fear thy sings. My white knight, let me walk with him where the others ride by. Walk and love him till I
Zanita! Hey, Zanita!
Tommy, Papa and Mom are sitting right there in the banks. Ye gods.
All right, then meet me after supper.
I can't. It's Epworth League night. You where?
The footbridge.
You see, isn't that just what I said? Last time the lumberyard and this time the footbridge. And will you meet me after that? The Black Hole of Calcutta, ye gods.
I just wanted to show you my invention.
What invention?
My music holder for a marching piccolo player. It still has a couple of minor flaws. See, when you keep it tight enough to hold the music steady, you cut off your circulation. You can't really wiggle your fingers. Meanwhile, you could go blind.
Tommy, it's Papa!
Is that the first thing I said or not?
Yes, George!
It is. The very first thing I said. Get that spellbinder's credentials I said the morning of July 4th, 1912. And now look, my wife is off dancing at any and all hours of the day instead of in the home.
But George!
The school board committee singing up street and down alley. My oldest girl is boodling around with some wild kid. And my business has fallen so far off, I can't seem to find the balance sheet.
Mayor Shin, I found something interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
Oh, I know all about that. In fact, it's the only thing I can ever get out of him. Gary Conservatory, class of all 5.
If you just take some time to read about the conservatory, you won't have to look much further. It's on page...
Papa, the Wells Fargo wagon is just coming up from the depot.
A likely story. At this hour of the day? Nonsense.
It could be the band instruments.
The band instruments.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be.
I got a box of maple sugar on my birthday.
In March, I got a green Mackinac.
And once I got some grapefruit from Tampa. The reward sent me a bathtub and a cross-cut saw.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. A great big surprise for COT.
It could be curtains or dishes or a door, or it could be
Yes, you're right, it surely could be.
something special.
Something very, very special now.
Just for me.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, don't let it pass my door. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what he was coming for.
I got some salmon from Seattle last September.
And I expect a new rocking chair.
I hope I get my raisins from Fresno.
The DAR sent a cannon for the courthouse square.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming now. I don't know how I can never wait to see. It could be something for someone who is no relation, but it could be.
Children, you will each receive individual instruction in due course. In the meantime, get acquainted with your instruments, stay off the streets, and think about the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
La-di-da, la-di-da.
Sister, isn't this the most scrumptious thing you ever saw? I never thought I'd see something as scrumptious as the scrumptious solid gold thing. Oh, sister.
Round one for you, Mr. Hill, but I better hear some by God tooting out of them horns in pretty short order, or else I'll see you in front of the grand jury over at the county seat. Now, Miss Marion, about that book.
Come, George! Tempest Fugits!
You watch your phraseology. Now get along if you want to. I've got to get something from the librarian. About that book.
The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights at the high school.
gentlemen, if you're ready. And ladies, remember, don't make me tell you again. Always keep your face to the audience. All right, Mr. Dunlop.
It's you in the sunrise, it's you in my car, it's you all the way into town. It's your sweet hello, dear, that sets me up, and it's your got to go, dear, that gets me down. It's you on my pillow in all of my dreams. Once more the morning breaks through. What words could be said or truer or plainer than it's you? It's you. Yes, it's you. Oh, yes, it's you.
Please, kids, Mrs. She'll have my head.
Mr. Washburn, we are entitled to 5 more minutes.
If you think you can hold these kids back, go ahead. Go.
Start her up, Mr. Washburn. Wait till you see the new stuff Professor Hill taught us. All right, what'll it be? The shapoopy! Now, a woman who kisses on the very first date is usually a hussy, and a woman who kisses on the second time out is anything but fussy. But a woman who waits till the third time around, head in the clouds, feet on the ground, she's the girl he's glad he's found. She's his shapoopy, 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 shapoopy. The girl is hard to get. Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy.
But you can't win her yet.
Walk her once to raise the curtain, walk her out twice to get made for certain. Once more, a flower, aren't you never get sore? Beg a pardon? Squeeze her once to the ears and looking, get squeezed back, fancy cooking. Once more for a pepper up, you'll never get sore. Away in the summer. Now, it won't sound no gal as anyone could see. Look at her now, she's a coquette who only goes for me. Squeeze her once when she isn't looking, get a squeeze back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pepper over, you never get sore when you learn to suffer. Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy. Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy. Yeah, great, Hal, let's go. Meredith, Your Honor, your daughter and I have been going steady behind your back.
Why, you?
We'd rather be doing it in front of your back, but...
Do what?
Never mind.
Zanita's scared of you, but I'm not. I should think you'd hate to have your own daughter scared of you. She'll climb.
Now I'm going to warn you once more. If I ever catch you touching my daughter, I'll by God horsewhip you till hell won't happen again!
Now, George!
Not one poop out of you, madam!
I think he means peace.
Yes. And now get out of this public building.
I got as much right in a public building as anybody.
Right? How do you get any right? Aiding and abetting in the swindling activities of this spellbinding symbol salesman? You know what I see written all over you? Reform school! Now get out! Get out, you wild kid!
Papa, please! It's Capulets accumulate blood in the marketplace, ye gods!
You watch your phraseology, young woman. Go home. You lady?
Yes, George, I only...
You tend to your dance.
My dance?
I'll handle Zanita, taken up with wild kids from the wrong side of town.
Mr. Mayor, if I could just make you understand.
Well, you can't. And by the way, thanks for nothing. I read that book you gave me cover to cover for a week now and didn't find a thing.
Mr. Mayor, if you please.
I will settle your hash as soon as I get these premises off my oldest girl. Yes.
All right, but in the meantime, I want you to know I'm vouching for Tommy Gilas. That boy's got the confidence of every kid in town. You'll be standing in line waiting to shake his hand by the time our band plays in its very first concert.
By the time your band plays in its very first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they'll have from on the account of tripping over their own beards. I'll tell you something, my feathered young... Never mind! Oliver! JC! Ewart! Olin! I want that man's references and I want him tonight. Don't let him out of your sight. He's slipperier than a Mississippi sturgeon.
You mean you want us to get his credentials?
Get his papers or get him in jail. I couldn't be any clearer if I was a button hook in the well water.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shin behaved abominably, and I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense.
Oh, that was nothing.
Yes, it was.
Oh, no. A man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What does the poet say? The coward dies 1,000 deaths. The brave man, only 500. Unfortunately, of course, the mayor was already pretty mad on account of his billiard parlor. Oh, now, I do suppose a recommendation from a musical authority like yourself would help, but I couldn't think of asking you to do a thing like that.
Why, Professor Hill?
You would?
I'd be glad to. I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
Miss Cornet? Mother of pearl keys.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. But you see, he never touches it. Oh, the first week or so, he made a few, experimental blats, I guess you'd say.
Yes, blats.
And he sings the minuet in G-da-da almost constantly.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
But he never touches the cornet.
Well, you see, Miss...
He told me that you said it wasn't necessary.
Well...
He told me about some think system. If he thinks in the minuet in G, he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor...
Miss Marion, the think system is a revolutionary method, I'll admit. So was Galileo's conception of the heavens, Columbus's conception of the egg, globe, Bach's conception of the well-tempered clavichord. Now, I cannot discuss these things here in public, but if you allow me to call, when may I call?
Why, any night this week.
Pick a little top, pick a little top, pick a You were so near dancing the shakupi with Professor Hill. Pick a little top, pick a little top,
Professor, but we have our orders.
We all been deputized.
Yes, congratulations. Let's see now. You know, all week I've tried to give you fellows my references and credentials, but every time you seem to get off the subject somehow. I've just weaned over at my hotel. Take me a second.
Sorry, afraid I'll have to go with you.
Yes, well, let's see if I have my key. What's this? Oh, a testimonial from Madame Rinny, the only female bassoon player ever to appear on the Red Path Circuit. Oh, her stage name, of course. Actually, she was from Moline. Lida Rose Quackenbush.
Can I see that for
Oh, you never forget the name Lida Rose. Same as the old song. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, to get the sun back in the sky. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, about 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lida Rose, now everyone knows that I'm hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Lida Rose, oh, won't you be my Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose.
Dream of now, dream of then, dream of a love song that might have been. Do I love you? Oh yes, I love you, and I'll bravely tell you, but only when we dream again. Sweet and low, sweet and low, how sweet that memory, how long ago, forever, oh yes, forever, will I ever tell you? I know.
Lida Rose, oh,
Dream of now, dream of then, dream of a love song that might have been. Do I love you? Oh yes, I love you, and I'll bravely tell you, but only when we dream again. Sweet and low, sweet and low, how sweet that memory, how long ago, forever, oh yes, forever, will I ever tell you? I know.
Will you ever stop arguing with yourself? Will you ever tell him? Won't you ever tell him? Ah, yes. Ah, no. Ah, fiddlesticks. Just open your mouth and let's go. Now, Mama. Now, nothing. If he ever comes to call again, you'll see him alone. And if you haven't the gumption to tell him how you feel, tell him. Well, there's nothing wrong with a lady like him.
Mama,
Winthrop, where you been?
listen.
Fishing.
you have a good time?
Scrumptious. He told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana, and he said he'd take me there someday. And he taught me a song that barely has any S's. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York. If you'd like to have a wonderful explanation, how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome. But Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome. But Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. I'll be back in a minute. I have to sew Amaryllis my live frog. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di.
Leave the dishes. I'll do them, Mama.
Don't you have to change for the social?
There's time later.
Do the Shins live around here somewhere?
The Shin home is on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Ah, criminy! I see you're the piano teacher in town. You must know about this fellow Hill organizing a boys' band here.
Yes?
Well, don't let him worry you any longer. I got the goods on him in spades. Swindling no good thimble rigger. Now that's why I gotta see Shin. But I'll only be in town for a few minutes. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. Sure wish it was 20. I'd like to concentrate 5 minutes on you, girly girl.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Cowler, anvil salesman. But just now I'm out to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake? Mistake my old lady's corset cover. That man's been the raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth just long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, and he ain't gonna spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you anyway? You didn't see right through him? He's no more professor than...
Oh, but I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director and he's scholastic.
Now hold on a minute. Fine director? Have you heard one note of music out of any band?
No, but...
But nothing, girly girl. That man's never organized a band before in his life. And he never will.
If you'll just listen to me for a minute.
I'd like to. I'd like to do more of that if I had the time. I sure got the inclination. But I gotta get on that train and I gotta leave this dynamite with someone on the way to the depot. Bye, girly girl. See you on the next town through.
You'll never make that train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I've got to leave word. And I can see you ain't the one to leave it with.
Just a minute, Mr. Cowell. You don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
No, I mean, I don't know you.
Yes, I need more time anyway.
I mean, as well as I'd like to.
No problem there, girly girl.
I've never met a man who sells anvils before. That's quite different.
Takes a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal, you know? Oh, what am I doing? If I miss that train, I'll get fired. And I gotta leave word with Shin.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tin type. How do I know you deliver these letters?
Try me. There's your train. Now run for it.
Who do you think you're protecting anyway? That man's got a girl in every
girly girl.
As a wee suggestion, I'll pop the question. Light a rose, I'm home again. Sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marian. Light a rose now, everyone knows that I'm hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Light a rose, oh, won't you be my light a rose, oh, light a rose, oh, light a rose.
Marian! Marian! Oh, Marian, dear, who was you talking to just?
Why, Professor Hill.
Mrs. Peru, top of the evening. Miss Marian.
You and Marian, come up and sit. I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll put some on.
Shall we set, as your mother said?
Well,
You did ask me to call, remember?
did I? Oh, I didn't mean anything.
Now, Miss Marian, I'm not suggesting your invitation inferred anything but academic enlightenment. The think system? I've been by your house a time or two to try to explain it to you this week, but there always seems to be people around. Mostly ladies, I thought?
Yes, and Mrs. Squires and several of the ladies.
Well, I'm glad. I wouldn't want anybody beating my time. You wouldn't? No, ma'am. Well, it's evidently not the convenient night. I'll see you at the sociable later.
Professor Hill, is it true that you've had 100? What I'm trying to say is...
Yes?
Is it true that you've developed a think system?
What? Yes, think system. It's really very simple. As simple as whistling. Nobody has to show you how to use your lips in whistling. You only have to think a tune for it to come out clearly here. Now just try this yourself before you ask any questions.
I take your word.
Could we sit down?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers?
I dare say you meet dozens, even 100.
Well...
Are they all as fascinated as I am with the think system?
Some more, some less. One young lady had thought up the same system before I got to her town. Showed me a few refinements.
I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Please don't let me keep you, Professor Hill. I'm sure you have many more important things to do than explain the think system to me.
Can't think of one.
And I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, where'd you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Well, Miss Marian, you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty?
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job so Mother Winthrop and I could have some security. Now surely you don't believe...
Of course not. But that's exactly what I'm saying. Now why do you think people start those rumors?
Narrow-mindedness? Jealousy? Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly, jealousy. And jealousy mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Oh, nothing about you personally, just generally.
What have you heard generally?
Just that, well, it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy can lead to... I mean, take you, for instance, your attention to customers. Teachers could be easily misinterpreted, mightn't they? Honestly, mightn't they?
Why?
And so you say, if a salesman or somebody were Jealous. I mean, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Why, of course.
It just proves that you shouldn't believe everything that you hear, doesn't it? I mean, unless you discuss things.
Miss Marion, I'd be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you, but could we please do it sitting down? You do sit, your knees bend and all.
We could sit on the porch steps.
We could also sit on a hollow log over at the footbridge.
Oh, I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk.
I've got to dress for the sociable.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
I just can't. Maybe some other time. Tomorrow.
My dear little librarian, pile up enough tomorrows and you'll find you've collected nothing but a lot of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
Oh, so would I.
The footbridge. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama! What? I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be, the saints be praised! It worked!
What did?
I've been using the think system on you from the parlor.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da.
Hey, Greg! The uniforms have just arrived. The kids are in them already. People are going to be screaming for music if they show up at the sociable.
Yeah?
Here's the dough. I got Tommy to collect it. He's trying to hold the kids together at least, pretending to hold a practice over at the lumberyard.
All right, Marsh, go get the rig.
I got it.
What time's the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
Why, it's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, you want to turn a whirl around here and get yourself caught up in a bunny trap, you go ahead.
Don't worry, Mars. I'll meet you at the hotel in plenty of time. Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
Well, I mean, I'd say about 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fellow.
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first who finds it easier to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Now, Miss Marion, surely you don't think I've been trying to sell you anything?
Oh, no, you've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall giving.
Oh, yes, you have. Something beautiful. That's why I came. And I'm glad. Oh, please don't be afraid that I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there have been many ports of call, and there will be many more. But that's no reason for me not to be grateful for what you have left behind for me.
Marion,
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all, till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. No, I never saw them at all, till there was you. And there was music, and there were wonderful roses. They tell me in sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was
Marion, there's a lot of things you don't know about me.
Hey, Greg!
Excuse me. I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz. This could be it.
Now what? Who's a salesman here? She sounds like she's selling, you're buying.
You nuts! I didn't know I was going to be able to leave this early. I had to keep her off balance, didn't I? I told her.
Well, now she's so off balance you can't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane.
Listen, Buster Brown, I've come up through the ranks on this skirmish, and I'm not resigning without my commission.
Well, you're not going to get anywhere out here on a footbridge.
There's a place over at Madison Picnic Park that makes this footbridge look like the old ladies' home. Now beat it, go get the rig. Never a peaceful moment in the music business. Now then, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Yeah. Well, we really don't have to go into that just now, do we?
No, we don't. Or ever, for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt like doing much research lately. But she did plenty when you first came here.
Oh? About what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory, gold medal, class of Ot 5. Harold, there was no Gary Conservatory in Ot 5.
Why, there's certain...
Because the town wasn't built until '06. I'll see you at the sociable.
You knew all the time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you first came here. I tore this paper out of the Indiana Journal. It was originally intended to be used against you, but now I give it to you. With all my heart.
But if you knew, why you little? Well, 110 cornets played the air. Then I modestly took my place as the one and only bass, and I pawed up and down the square.
Good night, my someone, good night, my love.
With 110 cornets right behind.
Our star is shining its brightest light.
There were horns of every shape there. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be.
While 110 cornets played the air.
I wish I may, and I wish I might. Now good night, my someone, good night.
Greg, this guy is crazy. He's going all over town spilling everything. I'll say I'm crazy. Missed my train, probably lost my job. But I got you now, Hill, and you'll pay. You'd be in the clinker right now if it wasn't for that piano teacher. I told her all about you and what you do. Lily gagged me around so I couldn't get the shin. Little man, hungry doxy. Get out of here, I'll kill you, you dirty mouth. You bully, you big blow-off. I'll stay in this town till you get yours up, down, through, and sideways. Why, you never even knew the territory. Greg, here's your stuff. The rig's in the alley. Come on, let's go, hurry up.
Listen to this man.
You gullible green grass goats. Can't you get it through your head you're getting swindled out of your eye tooth right now, this minute? There's a burglar in your bedroom while you're fiddling in the parlor. I'm talking about Harold Hill, road agent, highwayman, pickpockets. Pickpockets? Oh, same thing. He's been in your wallet, sir, and yours too, madam. Even you, little girl, since the moment he came to this town, there's more documented evidence than you'll ever have time to read. There never was any band, there never has been any band, and there never will be any band. If you don't hunt this man down like a wild dog right now, there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of town.
Now will you believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for? I want my money back.
Money back? I want his hide.
After him. And when you find him, bring him to the schoolhouse. After him. Try the left road. Back in the middle. Look at the grave.
word, not a word. Now please hurry.
Greg? Oh, he's not over here. Let's ran out on the creek.
Winthrop!
Hey, now wait a minute. Your son?
I'm not your son. Leave me go.
Not till I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. You wouldn't tell the truth anyway.
Would to?
Would not.
Would to. Tell you anything you'd like to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty, rotten crook?
Yes.
Leave me go, you big liar.
Oh, what's the matter? You wanted the truth, didn't you? Now I'm bigger than you, and you're just gonna have to stand here and get it all, so you might as well quit wiggling. There's two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the first. That's why I wanted you in the band, so you'd quit moping around feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
Oh, I always think there's a band, kid.
I wish you never come to... What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, the other thing isn't really any of your business now that I think of it.
I wish you never come to River City.
Oh, no you don't, Winthrop.
Sister, you believe him?
I believe everything he ever said.
But he promised us.
I know that he promised us. That it all happened just like he said. The lights, flags, the colors, and the symbols.
Where was all that?
And the way every kid walked around here in this town all summer. And looked and acted, especially you. And the parents, too. Does Mama wish she'd never come to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, Winthrop. Now go, Harold, please.
Go on, Professor. Hurry up.
Oh, I can't go, Winthrop.
Why not?
Well, for the first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the door. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you.
Greg? They're here. That way. That way.
Which is why I interrupted the program at this point. Rest assured this snake in our bosom would have been misapprehended. Yes. And always remember, fellow river citizens, I can only remind you that I did everything in my power to prevent this dire happening from, happening. Fourscore.
What have you done to get our money back? That professor collected nearly $300 for uniform just tonight.
And we haven't even seen them uniforms yet.
Be slippery, I told you.
I haven't seen any uniforms or my boy since just after supper.
He's a kidnapper.
Fine situation here.
Fourscore. Just a minute. Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. And if there are those, as who I have heard, are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say them nay.
Well, I should think that some of you ought to forget your Iowa stubborn chip on the shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely some of you ought to be grateful to him for what he's brought to River City. And I think you'd want to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. If there's a person in this hall who doesn't think this man Hill should be tarred and feathered, let him stand up. Eulalie, sit down. And the rest of you, standing there like a coat of Shropshire sheep, have you people forgotten how you purchased expensive uniforms, technical instruction books, and high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten the clear understanding and warranty that your children would be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Where's the band? Think, men. Think.